how's it going? This is your Daily Sweet Talk for September 5th, 2024. Which animal can't stop talking during class? A yak. Because they can't stop barfing words. I've improvised a lot of stories over the course of these Daily Sweet Talks. Whenever I can't think of the words I want to say to talk, I just because I'm too tired, I just make up a little story instead, which I did recently, but I don't even have the energy to do that today. So instead, I'm gonna start reading this story I made up for my friend the other day. When they were stuck on a train, they asked me to tell them a story, and so I spent like an hour improvising this through instant message when I probably would have been better off spending that time doing anything else. I think I'm going to read like half of it because I tried to fit it all into one Daily Sweet Talk reading really fast and I still couldn't do it. So maybe I'll read a half today and then the other half tomorrow or some other day. I don't know. It was a hot, cold summer's day when Farmer McGrickle went out to take a long overdue look on their turnip patch. To their surprise, where they expected to see a field bristling full of lush turnip leaves, they instead spied a single teensy-tiny, dinky-winky little leaf just poking out there in the center of the patch. "Fuck off, Lisa," said Farmer McGrickle, which was their catchphrase they would say in times of hardship and distress. Lisa was also seeing the story and had said something that made me want to say that, so I worked it into the story. Also, a passerby named Lisa happened to be walking by the farmer as the farmer shouted this, mistaking it by the farm as the farmer shouted this, mistaking it as a personal slight and continuing to slump down the road, the rest of their day sullied with this bad attitude. Farmer McGrickle leaned down and adjusted their bifocals, inspecting the leaf up close. "That them there's the teensiest, tinsiest, dinky, winkiest dang leaf I ever done saw in my life." But with the biannual farmer's market only a fortnight away, the farmer had no choice but to harvest it then and there. So with a spit shine on the palm of each of their calloused hands, they reached down and tugged on that leaf with all their might. And after only a fraction of a moment, the top of the turnip, began to show. And I soot you not, it was even teensier and tinier and dinky-winkier than that leaf even. "I soot you not," the farmer said, looking out as if breaking a fourth wall of some kind and addressing a non-existent audience. "This turnip, is even teensier and tinsier and dinky-winkier than that leaf even." After having coincidentally chosen a description extremely similar to what the narrator had used, almost actually breaking the fourth wall in that way, McGrickle continued yanking on that leaf, and as they pulled the turnip further out, they almost noticed something remarkable. Suddenly, a bird of some kind whacked into their side of their head, knocking the farmer to the ground. "Fuck off, Lisa," they shouted as their face was sunk into the dirt. They attempted to pull themselves up off the ground, but the aforementioned bird ended up perching right on the back of the farmer's head, pinning them down with their weight. This may have been the fattest bird of some kind in the county. As the farmer struggled, their heads sunk deeper into the dirt until finally it popped through to the other side of this cavernous expanse in the dirt. Kind of in the dirt twice there, whatever. And in the middle of this cavern, filling it almost entirely, was the turnip. See? If the farmer hadn't been so rudely interrupted, I'm slowing down reading now because I'm realizing half of this is not enough for 5 minutes, but the whole thing is too much for 5 minutes. If the farmer hadn't been so rudely interrupted, they would have soon found out that teensy-tiny, dinky-winky little turnip was actually just the tip of an ever-expanding iceberg vegetable of sorts, because that one turnip absorbed all the other turnips in utero or something, assuming you could talk about plant life in that way. The farmer found this information delightful as they squinted in the dimly lit cavern and the monstrous tuber began to take shape in front of them. But hold on a turnip-picking minute. Where was that dim light coming from, anyhow? As the farmer struggled and shimmied through their dirt bindings, they lowered far enough into the cavern to make out a little desk set up stationed at the base of their hypothetically prize-winning vegetable. "What in the Sam Neill is being done to my only precious child?" the farmer exclaimed, forgetting the 7 children they were already fostering back in their house a few meters away. Just then, a little door-shaped patch of dirt opened at the... No, you know what? I'm going to cut it off there. I think that's a good cliffhanger. What is being done to the turnip? Who knows? I do, because I improvised it the other day. I don't know. Is this good to... I mean... I'm not making up on the spot. It kind of feels like cheating to do one of the Daily Sweet Talks like that. Tune in another day or so to see the ending.